When I first met her, she was doing some, those crafty class, like to make beads, make a little crafty flower thing that you can sell. She was actually taking a class like that. She was toward the end of that class. This before my filming. And then I asked her if she's going to continue, and she said she had no interest. It doesn't really help her. And so I didn't pursue any of that. And she was just not interested because her oyster farm job took her a lot of time. When I first met her, she's very focusing on making enough money for her family to build a house. It's her 7th year in Taiwan. And she hasn't built a house for her family yet. And that is, for her, she's embarrassed about that compared to other Vietnamese wives that's there. See, I don't make films in the US. I work with films here, but that's why I go back to Taiwan to make films. And I was able to establish, some connection and also my work so I can get some funding here with this film. Because the film, The Good Daughter, is basically funded by a foundation here in Boston. I did not get any funding from Taiwan. And even I applied, but got a lot of support actually from the community here in Boston, especially. But Boston has a good documentary filmmaking filmmakers community, and also has a lot of female filmmakers. I was really grateful because people here, they're just so supportive of my film. Like I have filmmakers from Pakistan, from Korea. They all say it reminds them of their own mothers, and that's just amazing to me. Some people find the husband Long, fascinating. They just love him. They think he's kind of like a character out of Dixon's novel, and I love that. I mean, I wish I could have more. I could make another film about him. Yeah, and some people just loves how strong and sharp she is, Azhe is, and who she just doesn't give up and she doesn't back down. She stands up for herself, and I admire her for that. So everybody, has something they love about the film, and so it was really nice to see that.
I felt that it was such a necessary film because I've grown up my whole life not watching an Asian woman being the center of a story. And that's like, it's exacerbating, to grow up and not ever having seen yourself or anyone who looks like you represented on the big screen.
I think about that too. Well, first of all, I think writing a character, especially in feature film, like I don't know if you've seen a Scorsese's film, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. That was made in the 70s, but the female character, the main character, is the center character. And that was, 50 years ago, in the 70s. The character with all kinds of flaws, but she's still a strong character. She's the center of it. I didn't know he actually made that film, make a female-centered film. I didn't have the chance to watch it until this year. It's the writing of the character. It's not easy. And the other thing is also, I didn't set out to make a film for a woman to be the center, and she draws me, so, and I want to make her the center of my film. And it's not easy. She's also flawed. She has a lot of flaws too, but she's also in a very difficult situation. Maybe some people would say she should just shut up and not fight and just do what she's supposed to do, and then her life won't be so miserable. I don't know. She came from being a young woman to being a mother, to being a wife, to being a daughter-in-law. There's so many characters in her. It's not easy, actually. I'm all of those things too. I probably wouldn't be able to make this film, if I was younger, if I haven't been through all of these things. I wish there are more, and I would definitely like to make more about female-centered character. Women, it's a lot of delicacies, it's like a lot of nuances. And nuance, first of all, is not necessarily, the most popular film. So I think that's probably why.
Yeah, and we need more films like yours that sets precedents, that universalizes the female experience. Yeah, because it's just traditionally not been done, or at least it's just that centers around men.
They told me there's already a lot of films about foreign brides.
What do you think about that?
It's true. I just don't know. I haven't watched any of those films. I don't know why do they think my film would just be like them? I don't know. I know there's been a lot, but like I said, I didn't set out to make a film like that. But I don't think there's enough, definitely, because I know all the problems are still there. People perception of these people, these women, lack of knowledge of these women are all still there. There's not enough films about them. Because there are places that's worse than when I was researching. I was shocked. And people don't know, and it's forgotten, or it's ignored, or it's neglected, and it's just not okay. Yeah, it's not good for the country, for a society to, neglect knowing these people exist in their own land. Yeah, I mean, people ask me that question, and I say I'm not a policymaker. I am not a politician. I don't know how to fix the problem, but I just offer you a way to look at the problem. But it's not my job to fix the problem. I mean, there are a lot of things they're doing to help these women, to help the immigrants, and I appreciate what they do. Like you say, like these classes that they're trying to give them, but to accept them as who they really are, and to understand them, it has to start from before the men go over there to bring them here. It has to start before that. It's too late. Once they're here, you have so much expectation out of them already. If you know before you go there who these women really are, why they're doing this, then you probably would really think about if you want to do this. And then if you still want to do this, then you have to think about how this is gonna go on with this marriage. That's what I think. It's not just how to help these women, it's also how to help these men and their families. I think it's really important. Before they go, they need to know more about what they know now. Yeah, it's actually probably unconsciously I have that. The reality is their life during the day, they're all, at different places working. It's usually, in the evenings when they are together, and that's where usually things blow up. And that's the reality of it. That's just how their life is. I love him. No, I can't say that. I have to have him, come back again in the end of the film to make you feel about how he is. He really struggles a lot. We see how Azhe is after the fight, how she talked to the kids. She could pick herself back up. She's tough that way. And she's gonna go on, and she's gonna endure all of this. And he's gonna continue to be not having much words, very quiet, doing what he has to do, being a son and being a husband and being a father. But it's a lot on him. And I want to remind people there's a lot on him too. That's what my intention. And also just, I love him. Someone remind me just about how they want to, remember him. Someone remind me, and I was, okay, then I'm using this shot. I don't feel optimistic about it because there's so many uncertainties. Documentary filmmakers are already financially, it's not easy for them to, support themselves with just making documentaries. And they need to do a lot of other work. And now a lot of those other work are also, limited. And then you don't know what the future, I don't know, and the funding, where that's gonna come from, so many economic sides of this impact. I feel optimistic that they are gonna be resilient because they cannot do other things but just keep telling stories. So in that sense, I don't think there will be, less stories coming out. It's just, someone should make a story about how documentary filmmakers struggle. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of struggles but I'm sure they will be resilient.